Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. It's wonderful to be in Waterbury today, Brass City, to announce this new partnership between the University of Connecticut and the Waterbury Promise Scholars Program. Before we begin, I would like to recognize some very important people that have made this possible. The first person I'd like to recognize and recognize is Mayor O'Leary. Just an amazing champion, not just for Waterbury, but for everything associated with this region, and has been obviously critical to this effort. I'd also like to recognize Senator Joan Hartley, who the same, is just phenomenal, just a great champion for this program and for everything to do with this region. Representative Jerry Reyes, thank you so much for being here today. Representative Ron Napoli is here. Thank you so much, sir. We also have the president of the Board of Aldermen, so we have the president here, and I just want to thank you so much for being here and for all that you do, and I will be bringing you up later to speak, so thank you so much. So, and I should mention, of course, Bill Pizzuto, who is our director of the Waterbury campus at UConn. We have some other UConn staff members here as well. Unfortunately, Tom Ritter, who's on our board of directors, and Fran Archibald, who's also on our board of directors, couldn't make it because of the weather. And the same thing with Matt Ritter, who's the Speaker of the State House of Representatives. But I know they're here in spirit. So starting in the fall of 2022, the University of Connecticut will award Waterbury Promise Scholars who enroll as first-year students at UConn $5,000 annually for their education, for a total of $20,000 over 4 years. This will be paired with generous need-based grants from the Waterbury Promise program that would increase for each of the next 3 cohorts as the program expands. This will apply to all UConn campuses, so the students can come to any UConn campus, and there's no cap, no limit on the number of Waterbury Promise Scholars who can benefit from this opportunity. If you are a Waterbury Promise Scholar and you are coming to UConn, this is for you. This type of financial support is becoming more important every day as a college degree becomes, as we all know, a necessity for people hoping to live out the American dream. And we are pleased to say that this agreement will give that opportunity to some of Waterbury's best students. This is a major undertaking, and it couldn't have happened without the work of many generous and talented people. In particular, we're grateful to everybody at Waterbury Promise and to Mayor O'Leary, who's a member of the Promise Steering Committee and whose leadership on behalf of Waterbury students and families is nothing short of exemplary. We're also grateful to the leadership of Waterbury Public Schools, in particular Superintendent Verna Ruffin, for all the work they have done to make today's announcement possible. Of course, something like this can only happen with the involvement of civic leaders at the state and city levels. Your support is instrumental in making higher education something all of Connecticut's talented students can aim for. Most importantly, of course, we owe our thanks to all the students from Waterbury, past and present, who have done so much to enrich not only the University of Connecticut, but our entire state. None of this would be happening without the track record of success that those students established, and they deserve our gratitude. Our students are truly the pride of Connecticut, and this agreement demonstrates our commitment to making sure they have the resources that they need to be successful. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of the City of Waterbury, Mayor Neil O'Leary.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much. This is a very exciting day here in the city of Waterbury. I was going to say it's a game changer. It's a game changer, but most importantly, it's a life changer. It really is. You know, I've been here for 42 years. My first 32 were in the police department, the last 10 here in this office, and I've seen some amazing accomplishments over those 42 years. But this is a major, major day for the city of Waterbury. As we know, our children would love to go to a post-secondary education, and the only barrier most times is the fact that they can't afford to get into those post-secondary facilities. Many of our students, most of our students, will be first-generation college students. Many of our students' parents have come from countries all over the world. But it's amazing how many of these students meet the criteria to become a Waterbury Promise Scholar. It really is. We ran the numbers yesterday. We actually are a little bit smaller than Hartford and New Haven, our district of almost 19,000 students. But if you go through their grades and the criteria, like the attendance and all the other things, we've got about 370 students, 370 that actually would qualify for this scholarship program. And that's what's so amazing. Because out of those 370, before all of these programs, you know, a small percentage of those were able to navigate their way through the system to get the financial assistance needed and get frustrated. And of course, parents coming from different parts of the world don't understand you know, the bureaucracy that may be involved from time to time. So we're really excited today because we've seen what this campus has done already in our city for our students. And it wasn't that long ago that we were able to get the designation for this campus to be the Center of Excellence for Allied Health, offering 4-year programs right here in this building for our students, because the truth is, many of our students could find their way through the front doors as freshmen and sophomore, but didn't have the ability to go to stores because of room and board and other expenses, traveling, things along that line. It's been an honor to work with the Dr. Andy, as he likes to be called. It took me a minute to get used to it. I just love it, and I really have, this is his 3rd visit to Waterbury in his short tenure as interim president, and we're delighted each time he comes in. The first time we had this great meeting over at City Hall, and we did a tour of this facility. The second time we toured the Waterbury Career Academy, which has a designated curriculum for allied health. The whole top floor is a hospital wing, and Doctor loved that, and he also visited the Waterbury Pell program, which we're so proud of. It's one of the top Pell programs in the United States. So it's just all the moons are right. Dr. Andy's energy is nothing less than amazing. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention former Speaker of the House and UConn trustee Tom Ritter. Mr. Tom Ritter has been an amazing friend to Waterbury for decades. And he's been a mentor to myself and others, I'm sure the delegation in many ways, to help us really emphasize how important it is for our community to embrace the University of Connecticut here in downtown. And you know, this is just, to me, honestly, this is why we do what we do, right? It feels good. It feels good to have these opportunities. You know, we started studying the Promise programs at Hartford. I need to mention Richard Sugarman is the CEO of the Hartford Promise program. Richard couldn't be here as well because of the weather, but Richard held our hand through the entire process of developing a Promise scholarship program. And believe me, Judy Mancini's here, it is a very, very significant undertaking, to say the least. But Richard was there for us the entire way. And our program is modeled after the Hartford Promise program, as well as the New Haven Promise program. And we're so delighted and excited. City of Waterbury we've been saving up for this over the last couple of years and hiding a little bit of surplus money. And so our contribution just in this last fiscal year to the Waterbury Promise Scholarship Program was $2.5 million. That $2.5 million is from surpluses that we've enjoyed over the last several years. And that's the seed money that we need. We felt that we need to put in our skin in the game so that we can attract our private partnership and our private corporations to be involved with this very meaningful and wonderful mission that we're all on. And I'm very happy to say that our development and our philanthropic work has been amazing. So far, we've gotten some enormous commitments from other corporations within the state of Connecticut that I am really delighted. But when you tell the story that we have to tell, it's a really good story. First generation college students, people that are new to the United States of America, Waterbury always being one of the most diverse communities in New England, not to mention the state of Connecticut, and having the ability to attract these families in because of the work that's available in this city. Manufacturing is still a big part of our economy, but the truth is, by having a University of Connecticut branch in downtown Waterbury, Naugatuck Valley Community College up on the hill, post-university, you know, these are the things that these families are striving for, to give their children opportunities. And this program will give Waterbury students and, of course, residents of the city, this collaboration with the University of Connecticut will give our students and their siblings and their cousins and their families an opportunity to fulfill their dreams, right? And what is everyone's dream for their children? To be successful. And we all know how important the role of education plays in fulfilling that dream. This is a magnificent day for the city of Waterbury, no mistake about it. This work that's been done by the University of Connecticut, Dr. Pizzuto, Nathan First, it's just been amazing to meet with these folks and get excited and feel so good about their willingness to engage in our community in significant and deep ways. So I'm thrilled to have our state delegation here. I'm thrilled Dr. Andy did all the introductions. I don't have to do those because I was so worried about missing someone. But at the end of the day, there's two people here that I do want to mention. Our principal at Waterbury Career Academy is with us, Principal Mike Harris, and the director of the Allied Health Program at his school is Linda Richard, registered nurse, who Dr. Andy had the pleasure of meeting both of them at his last visit. The work that's being done at the Waterbury Career Academy and the other high schools in Allied Health, the partnerships that have been created between St. Mary's Hospital and Waterbury Hospital, the internship programs, the apprenticeship programs, the moons are all right, as I said before. We're really in a great place here, and this will enable our students to have a real opportunity to fulfill their dreams. So thank you all. I am very, very grateful to each and every one of you here today. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I think everyone knows without saying what an amazing leader Mayor O'Leary is. And I have been here 3 times in Waterbury, and the reason I've been here is because I knew the first time I came here, not only is this campus and what University of Connecticut is doing with the city and for the students, not only is that special, but the leadership in this town is special, and this city is special. And you know, when you hear just a little bit about Mayor O'Leary's story and how all of this came to be, you realize that. So I was so impressed and wanted to learn more and have done so every single time I've been here. And I also want to, again, welcome all the dignitaries. And there's 2 people that I didn't welcome. One is Darren Schwartz, who is the Deputy Superintendent, because I understand that the superintendent couldn't make it today, and so want to welcome you, Darren. And I also didn't give the name of Paul Penaruski, the president of the Board of Aldermen, and who obviously had a very big part in this, so thank you for being here as well. I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to introduce a wonderful person who I've known for some time, and that's Senator Joan Hartley. Senator Hartley is a long-standing advocate for students in Waterbury and UConn, and she always pushes us to think big, and with emphasis on pushes us to think big, especially when it comes to the city. And we are grateful for her leadership, her tenacity, her selflessness, her altruism, and just everything that she brings to the state of Connecticut. So thank you very much, and if you want to come up and say a few words.
Thank you. So neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow can stop Waterbury Promise. Take a bow, everybody who has brought us to this point today. And Dr. Abenowi, I just want to say we are so delighted for your leadership at the university, at the health center, the School of Medicine, the flagship, and also the health center. And you know, the doctor is very self-effacing and humble, but his entire life has been dedicated to children, to young adults, and so it is so appropriate that he is here with us today, and his leadership has helped to bring us here today. So thank you from the bottom of our heart for that, and also for your personal interest and touch to this campus. And the city of Waterbury, the fifth largest city in the state of Connecticut, recognizing how pivotal higher education is to a community, to an economy, and to our students. So it has been a great journey so far, and we look forward to the rest. And to Mayor O'Leary, whose storied history on education and advocacy for children surpasses all that I know. Going back to his very early days heading up the PD, he distinguished this city with redesigning, restructuring the police athletic into the Police Activity League, and we now are a recognized model throughout the United States, but it didn't end there. As he continued on in his leadership roles and now serves us as the mayor of this city, so proud that we are to have him. He has touched education in such a deep way, recognizing that K-8 models, involvement with parents, really are the winning solution. And so our elementary schools in the city of Waterbury have transitioned to that. We have kids, how about this, riding their bikes back to school. It's just a whole new community, and it brings everybody together. And of course his work in standing up career academies when we couldn't seat enough of our kids into our VOTEC schools. He recognized the fact that we needed to have another institution, and he stood up a career academy. And we are bearing great results from those in a very, very short time. And also building the pipeline on the demand areas where we need skilled workers, where employers are looking to see where are the skilled workers coming from. Well, they're going to come from the education system in the city of Waterbury, through the allied health, through the manufacturing sectors that have been so incredible thus far in their very short time. And Mayor O'Leary mentioned Tom Ritter, who couldn't be with us today, and I need to mention that as well, because Tom, as a board chairman, always worked with us and recognized and advocated for the Waterbury campus. But beyond that, decades ago, and I was proud to be able to work with him at that time, he recognized the fact that our land-grant university, our flagship university, the state of Connecticut, needed to assume its rightful position nationally. And he put in place the infrastructure to do that, which has now catapulted the University of Connecticut to this national recognition that you see in terms of doing research, in terms of bringing in incredibly recognized faculty and staff in the university and at the health center. And so he has really turned this university into what it always was intended and could be, and recognizes the importance of the regional campuses. Dr. Ruffin, who can't be with us today, also has been incredible in her leadership. We've now launched the early college program, and I have to commend Dr. Ruffin for her very keen eye in recruiting the talent that has been so important, the boots on the ground in our institutional system, and working with my colleagues, Representative Napoli, Representative Reyes, Butler, and D'Amelio. We have been able to support these initiatives. But I just would like to say that, you know, the 20th century model of education, perhaps even the 19th century model of education, was K through 12. No more. That's dated, that doesn't work. It's K through 16. That's the 21st century education model. And we recognize this in terms of the jobs that are now, the jobs that actually students are training for right now, we don't even know what they're going to be. That's how quick everything is moving, and that's how important a K through 16 education is. Waterbury Promise will be able to deliver that and do that. And too many times I meet parents and students who say, I would love to go to the University of Connecticut, but it's not within our reach. And so to all the people today who have now put the Waterbury UConn education, the UConn education within the reach of our community and our families, thank you for this. It's a great journey and a great success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Senator Hartley. I'm now very pleased to introduce State Representative Jerry Reyes, who represents the 75th Assembly District of Waterbury in the Connecticut House of Representatives. Representative Reyes also serves as Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Good morning, everybody. It's an honor and privilege to be here. I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the representative for the 75th District, which this prestigious college sits in. But more importantly than that, I've had the opportunity to serve under two great leaders who spoke before me, and that's 4 years under Mayor O'Leary, talking about the importance of education in the University of Connecticut. And just in case I forgot, when I went to Hartford, then I'm serving currently with Joan Hartley, who it's UConn. And I've learned that through my own experience that education is the key. So I was raised right here on Phoenix Avenue in a row of homes that's no longer here. So I remember what this neighborhood looked like long before this university got here. And this program, this project right now, Promise in front of us, is absolutely the game changer that will give communities of color and people that look like myself an opportunity to go ahead and further your education and actually be able to climb the food chain as we see it here in America. The mayor talked about all the incoming families, all the different races and ethnicities that are coming in. A lot of those are Hispanic families. A lot of them are from, Central and South America and clearly Mexico. And we will be prepared for those families in the next generation. They're the ones that are here. We do have 19,000 students here in the city of Waterbury, and I am excited as the mayor is and Senator, my colleagues. The state of Connecticut has done a great job in absolutely what they're doing here in this Promise program. I'm excited for all our youth here in the city of Waterbury. Could not be prouder to represent the 75th District, and extremely proud of your leadership, Dr. Andy, and all my colleagues that serve with me in the House of Representatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Reyes. Thank you for your leadership. I'm now pleased to introduce Representative Ron Napoli, who represents Waterbury's 73rd District seat in the General Assembly. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Andy. And I serve on the Higher Ed Committee, and I get to see the good work that you do for this university and for our state, so I thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you, Mayor O'Leary and State Senator Hartley and Dr. Ruffin for bringing Waterbury Promise to our city. This program could help 19,000 students attend a global university. Someday, history is going to reflect back on this moment, and it will be said that the city of Waterbury and the University of Connecticut believed in our students and gave them an opportunity to attend such a great university, and we're proud to help, and we're proud to be here with you today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so now I would like to welcome Darren Swartz, the Deputy Superintendent. Thank you so much.
So I have to apologize in advance because anyone that's heard Dr. Ruffin speak before, I can't possibly do her justice, but she can't be with us today. And so I want to send our thanks from the 19,000 plus students in the city of Waterbury. Dr. Ruffin, just thank you so much. Thank you to UConn. Thank you to Mayor O'Leary. This doesn't happen without a vision. So many times leaders are placed in positions of power, but they lack a vision. This doesn't happen today without a vision and a sincere ability to be able to bring communities together in the honor of service to our students. My wife grew up in Waterbury. She graduated from Waterbury High School. Her parents were first-generation immigrants. She went to UConn Waterbury. I don't know if you knew that, Dr. Pizzotto, but she went to UConn Waterbury, and many of her classmates did not have the same opportunities that she had. She was able to come here, afford it, and be able to move on, become a social worker. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for everybody that was in her neighborhood. And what this does today, it closes gaps, closes those opportunities that don't exist for many of our students. And we all are very well aware of the amount of debt and burden that's placed on graduates. Many of us are still carrying that debt around with us. And so when you think of cycles of poverty, and you think of it generation after generation, Mayor, you're 100% right. Life-changing, generation-changing. This breaks that cycle. And I want to thank you so much for this opportunity on behalf of our students. And I have the best job in the world because Dr. Ruffin and I are going to make it really hard on the Waterbury Promise Board because we are going to get so many students signing up, and I'm sure you'll like that challenge. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce, this is our last speaker, is Paul Penaruski, who is the President of the Board of Aldermen. And thank you so much for your leadership, and we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you. It's great to be here this morning celebrating this great opportunity and to be here with Mayor O'Leary, who throughout his career has been such an advocate for the youth in Waterbury and for our students, and especially through these past 10 years in his administration has worked so hard to advance the opportunities for all of our students, whatever they want to do with their future, and this is just one more step. So it's great to be here with you, Mayor. Dr. Andy, the partnership, your leadership at UConn, and the strong partnership here with the city that UConn has as a major player here in the city. Dr. Pizzotto, with whom I served, don't take offense, Ronnie, still my favorite 2 years on the Board of Aldermen when we were on those first 2 years and we did so much. But my favorite former Alderman, Representative Napoli, Representative Reyes, Senator Hartley. The state delegation from Waterbury is such a cohesive force. They work so hard for Waterbury. They put Waterbury first, and they're a great asset that we have up at Hartford, and we would not be nearly so successful without them. So thank you for all that you do. And it's great for me to be here today because I attended this branch back when it was on Hillside in 1979. It's hard for me to believe, over 40 years ago, and it's great to see how far this branch has come. Back in those days, you could only stay here for 2 years, and then you had to go on to stores for the second 2 years. And I know there's a lot of opportunities here now for people to stay for 4 years. But being able to go here and go to the branch, as Darren said, was an affordable way to get through college back when I was young. And I was able then to go on to law school and on to a career with the Attorney General's office and now with the Connecticut Airport Authority. I've had the opportunity to be on the Board of Aldermen for a number of years and give back to the city of Waterbury. And so this program and this partnership now will make that opportunity available to so many people here in the city of Waterbury. And I'm just grateful to be able to be part of that and to see that we are going to open those doors for so many people to have successful lives and to move up to the next step. So thank you for everyone who made it possible. Thank you for all of you who've come out today to celebrate this, and the best of luck to getting this all off the ground.
Thank you, Paul. And so I think this brings us to the end, and just before we close and open up for questions, I just want to say that I'm so proud to be here with all of you. I think the themes that I'm hearing today are, leadership from the city of Waterbury, the collaboration, community, vision, but most of all, the importance of the young people, the importance of the young men and women who are going to have the opportunity to live their best life and change the lives of not just themselves, but their immediate families and generations to come. And if there's one thing I learned as a pediatrician a long time ago when I used to practice pediatrics, is that every child can do anything, given the opportunity. And this is what this is about. And so I just really want to thank all the leaders here today for making this, I think, historic event and historic award possible. And so we're going to open it up for questions. I do want to say that I have Nathan First here, who is from UConn and is just phenomenal, the most understated person, but probably the smartest person that we have on our team. So just want to say that he's here as well to answer questions for enrollment. So thank you very much, and we'll open it up for questions.
Of the 170 who are eligible, in theory, could all of them receive this scholarship?
Yeah, go ahead, yes.
Yeah, so anybody who's identified as a Promise Scholar by the Waterbury Promise Program can benefit from the program, from the arrangement that we have between UConn and Waterbury Promise. So if all of them decide to come to UConn, all of them are admitted on their own merits, yes, we absolutely can support all of those students with the $5,000 match and support to the Waterbury Promise award.
And just, I guess, for housekeeping, what does it cost to come here, and what kind of dent or what kind of help is this?
Sure, yeah, tuition this year to come to UConn is $15,030. So the $5,000 from UConn, of course, takes care of a third of that, and the additional $1,250 from Waterbury Promise will assist as well. We also know that students will benefit from federal Pell Grant monies, which can range all the way up to $5,600, and that'll start to help really chip away at that bill and make it really attainable for Waterbury students.
And many different programs here that are 4 years.
That's correct. We have a range of different programs that students can complete here, and most notably, of course, that people have spoken a lot about is our Allied Health program, which is something that's very exciting and has been gaining momentum and drawing interest from students.
Would students who graduate and meet the criteria but decide to take a gap year and eventually get into UConn, would this program apply to them as well?
The guarantee is only available for direct entry into the university, and so we're asking the students, of course, to come directly to us. That said, we have other financial aid opportunities available for students, including the guaranteed admission program for students that start at Naugatuck Valley Community College and other community colleges across the state. So there's a variety of options. This isn't the only one that we have available, but it's making it very easy for students to understand, very transparent, can make that just that much easier as they make their way to the university.
And would this be a last dollar scholarship? I know that the other Waterbury Promise scholarship is last dollar, so would this be last dollar as well?
The UConn portion of the scholarship is not a last dollar. It is an award that will go to students. The Waterbury Promise portion, of course, is a last dollar in award.
And do you have a rough number of how many Waterbury graduates go to UConn every year?
Yeah, you know what, we have in the range of 40 to 50 Waterbury students that enroll every year at UConn, either here at the Waterbury campus or stores or even at some of our other campuses. We're hoping to increase that, of course, as a result of this agreement and partnership with Waterbury Promise, and I think we're going to be successful in doing so.
Have you seen other partnerships like this in other similar communities make a difference? Like, have you seen, say 40 or 50, and then the next year or year after, there's 150?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's a really great question because we have this exact same relationship with the New Haven Promise program, as well as the Hartford Promise program, and that was so helpful to see, how we could be successful and working with those respective programs. Richard Sugarman's name was mentioned before, Patricia Melton in the New Haven program. And so in those particular instances, we actually increased the enrollment out of New Haven by about 50%. And so it's been shown to be very successful in helping students to attain their goals and ultimately to enroll at the University of Connecticut.
All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations. Thank you.